Broadway theaters dim their lights tonight to honor playwright Neil Simon, who passed away on Sunday at age 91. The prolific Tony and Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright began life in the Bronx on July 4th, 1927, and wrote scores of plays, mostly comedies, that reflected his urban upbringing and New York City life and neurosis. At the height of his work between 1965 and 1980, Simon's plays were performed on New York stages more than 9,000 times, and he produced nearly 30 plays throughout his career, including such classics as Barefoot in the Park, The Odd Couple, Brighton Beach Memoirs, and Lost in Yonkers, for which he won the 1991 Pulitzer Prize. And joining us now to share his thoughts about the life and work of this great American playwright is Michael Riedel. He is a theater columnist for the New York Post, the co-host of 710 WOR Radio's morning talk show, and the former co-host of the television program Theater Talk. Michael, welcome to the program.
Good to be with you. I'm glad that you called him a great American playwright, because I feel that Neil never got his due as one of the giants of American playwriting. People talk about Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller, Eugene O'Neill, and Edward Albee. But because Neil wrote comedies, he was kind of in the second pew always. But I think if you go back and you look at that trilogy, Brighton Beach Memoirs, Biloxi Blues, Broadway Bound, those are great American plays, as good as anything those other playwrights wrote.
Right. You know, and he succeeded as no other playwright has, right?
Most successful playwright in the history.
Commercially speaking.
Absolutely.
What was the secret of his success?
Well, first of all, he was funny. So the one-liners
when you're writing comedy.
One-liners are pretty good.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, the plays worked, and the plays are still done today. He wasn't writing gags. The humor comes from characters that you know and love. Felix and Oscar. What a great conceit to take two straight guys, they're divorced, they've got to live together, and they behave like a bickering husband and wife.
I don't think that two single men living alone in a big 8-room apartment should have a cleaner house than my mother.
It was a brilliant idea that any guy probably who's been divorced, hanging out with his guy friends, can relate to.
Right. And it was based on the experience of his brother Danny.
Absolutely.
Meant so much.
And those plays, Broadway Bound, Brighton Beach Memoirs, those plays are, I think, great American plays because they're about the Depression. And Neil grew up in the Depression, and it was a tough life. His father was a salesman, not that successful. There was a lot of fighting in the house, a lot of relatives living together, a lot of tension. And Neil escaped that tension and the difficulties in humor. But in those great plays, you see that tension is just always beneath the laughs and the humor.
Just how serious are you about writing?
This much!
You don't give a damn about your craft, do you?
It's not a craft, Stanley. A craft is Indian rug weaving.
Now, we talk about his great commercial success, but despite that success and despite his popularity, he wasn't always a critical success, right?
No, he was not.
And so how did he take that? Did he just shrug it off and laugh all the way to the bank, or did it bother him?
No, he was a bit thin-skinned about it. In fact, in an interview I did with him, he went off a bit on Frank Rich, who was the drama critic of the New York Times. Yes, exactly. And, I think the criticism hurt him because he was creating characters, three-dimensional, rich characters, and he was always being dismissed as, well, of course, Neil Simon is bankable. They always said Neil Simon is bankable. They never said artistic. They never said great. They always said bankable. So I think that hurt him a little bit.
Well, talk about that interview where he told you that about Frank Rich. Yeah, that was a good part of that interview.
Yes.
It was back in 1996 when you were still co-hosting Theater Talk with Susan Haskins, and it was a great interview because you really got him to open up, talk about things beyond the play, and he talked about his financial success, and he talked about his artistic insecurities. Let's take a look at part of at a clip from that interview that talks about that particular issue.
You are, as Larry King was just saying the other night, the most successful playwright in the history of America. But you grew up with not a lot of money. You grew up a working class, a poor kid in New York.
True.
When did you realize, and what was it like to be rich? To know I came from nothing, and now I'm writing plays that I'm selling for $300,000 to Paramount Pictures.
Well, I'll tell you when I first felt rich. There was a show called The Phil Silvers Show, which was not the Bilko Show. It preceded it. And I was 19 years old. And they said, and my brother and I went for the audition. And they read our stuff, and they said, okay, we hire you. It's $200 a week. And we came home, and we said, $100 a week a piece. This is incredible. until we got our first check and found out it was $200 a week each. I thought I was Rockefeller. So that's when I felt rich. And anything that came after that was incredible. But I never thought about the money. It just kept coming and coming slowly. The play was a 3-year gamble in which you get no money, and you never do. Even till today, I write a play and no one's going to give me money up front.
Right.
I wouldn't ask anybody. But I don't know when the exact day was. I think it was Thursday, October 17, 1971.
Right. But you're not very good with money, as you admit in the book.
Right.
Your wife is laughing over that. I see things have not changed, right?
Well, I'm not very good at I'm good at my own money when it comes to the theater. I mean, I invested in a lot of my plays, and I've done very well with it. Things that I'm good at, I'm all right with money. But with the investments that they put in, I tended to listen to a lot of people until, fortunately, late in my life, I stopped listening to them.
I was struck by your self-confidence when you wrote Come Blow Your Horn, your first play, and you went through so many rewrites, and yet you just persevered. You were going to get that on.
Yeah, I don't know if it was confidence as much as it was fear. I mean, it was like running for my life. If I didn't do it, if I didn't make it, if I gave up on it at any one time, it would be over for me, that dream. And I would go out there and I would never have the aspirations fulfilled that I had for myself. So working on that was really a matter of life and death for me.
Yeah.
You know, talk about the secret of his success. I think we just saw it there. He's one of us. He's reacting like we would, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Working hard all the time. And, you know, it's very interesting. I talked to a number of people this week about Neil as a writer, and he did not wait for inspiration. He wrote every day. He had an office, and he went to that office every single day because writing was a job for him. And in the last few years of his life, he was suffering from some illnesses that made it impossible for him to write and really communicate. And I spoke to his wife, his widow now, Elaine Joyce, and she said, you know, every now and then I look over at him and he's in bed, and his finger goes up, and he goes like this. And she said, he's still writing. The muscle memory of just writing every day was still there. And even though he couldn't write at the end of his life, in the air, I'll tell you, that air must have been laughing really hard, because I'm sure those jokes were
fascinating.
terrific.
That's fascinating. Well, Michael, we have to end it there. Our time is up, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure, as always.
This great man.
Great.
And a programming note, the entire Theater Talk interview that we just saw a clip of will air on Friday at 1 a.m. and on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on Channel 13. For more information, you can log on to our website at metrofocus.org.